What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Matt Ramage Show, presented by the greatest gas station of all time, that is Quick Trip. And right now, dude, they're giving away like money, just throwing it away. $25,000 every week, $250,000 grand prize. Be sure that you're checking out the Quick Rewards app. You can't win if you're not inside the Quick Rewards app. They're doing all types of stuff. Go in the Quick Rewards app, check sweepstakes. They're doing all types of cool stuff. And you can win some money. Dude, I see it all every week on the social media. People just winning. Look at this.
Mine up right now.
Dude, Jimmy, he's on that thing. He is on that thing. But we have Mr. Jimmy Christensen in the building tonight. We are going to talk about some Packers. How has your offseason been going? We haven't talked in a little bit here.
Yeah, offseason's been good. I've kind of tried to disappear for a little bit and just hang out with the kids, as people say, because apparently I'm supposed to as a dad.
Yeah.
Been hanging out with the family and just relaxing, honestly, just taking a hiatus to a lot of stuff. So I'm excited to get back into it. Packer season's coming up, man. I've just been hanging out.
Yeah, dude. I didn't do any of that. My kids are all old now. They don't want to hang out with me. I'm like, hey guys, want to go? No, we're good. But yeah, off season is always up until now. I feel like now the fun stuff's about to happen. But like the off season, I don't like it at all. I mean, it is summertime. You can go outside and like see the sun and stuff. But like, there's not much going on Packer world. But now it's starting to kick up. I am excited about it. But before we start talking about all the Packer stuff, big shout out to Nicolay Law. All right, also a sponsor of the show. They got the billboards all over Wisconsin, all over Minnesota. If you get injured in a car accident, be sure to check out nicolaylaw.com, and they do all types of cool stuff for the community, which I think is cool. They're all over the place. But yeah, actually, before we talk about the Packers stuff, I want to talk about the fence. All right, I was whatever, a mural or whatever. Like we got. I'm gonna bring it up here for the people who are watching live. For people who are listening, we'll try to explain it the best we can. So this is it right here. This is the full fence. It says "For the Love of Wisconsin." Starts off with Chris Farley. All right, they actually asked permission from the Farley people if they could put him on the fence. And then we got Ed the Diver. We got Christy Barlament. All right, I hope I said her last name right. But she's actually the one that put like that's holding together. She knows people, you know what I mean? She knows how to talk to people. But and then we got the family who let us use it. I'm drawing a blank. The Quaid family. And that's their family there in the middle. They got great kids. They got a great family over there. And then we got Mr. Ryan Rubel over there. And then, of course, me at the end. I feel like I got the best spot. I feel like Spencer.
Right next to Wisconsin?
Yeah, big shout to Spencer. It's Forever Young Designs. You can find him on social media. He does great work. He's painted other fences, like the fences right across from Lambeau. But it's awesome. You know what I mean? It is fantastic. This is I'll bring up right here my part of it. Look at that. That's a beautiful thing right there. I feel like the painting I look better than I do in real life right here. I don't know how that is. Spencer is a genius, but I'm pumped to be a part of it. Big shout to all those people like Ed the Diver. Can't say enough because like we all make silly content, like just screwing around or whatever. Ed the Diver, he dives, he cleans up rivers, he does some good stuff. Christy helps them with that. They clean up all types of stuff. So they do good stuff. Like even like me and Ryan, like what are we doing? We're just out here just screwing around. But he's actually making the earth better. So I want to give a shout out to him. And that house it is available. They have openings even for preseason, but it's like one of those houses that you can rent by Lambeau Field. It's huge. I think it sleeps 8 people. I think it's 4 bedrooms. I forget what it was. I had it right here, but I don't have it with me. But if anyone is looking for a place to stay for a Packer game this year, see if there's availability. I'll be posting about it on my social medias and try to show, great spot to stay if you're staying on Lambeau Field, and you can see Lambeau Field right from there. But it's a beautiful thing. Have you seen it?
Only the pictures. I'm not going to Green Bay.
No, get to Green Bay, dude. Get to Green Bay. You gotta see it.
The end of this month or end of next month now. I forget it's July still. At the end of August, I'll be there for the Ravens camp when the Ravens come for the joint practice. I'm gonna message them and say like, hey, I don't want the house,
dude. I have a place you could stay. I got a place that one's available.
I'll tell them, be like, hey, I don't want the house. I just want to pitch a tent right in front of Matt Ramage. Be like, I don't need a house. Just give me that 5 square feet and I'll make it work.
Yeah, you just want to pitch a tent in front of me. I get it.
Yeah. After I said that, I was like, that was a mistake. That's not what I meant.
But yeah, anyone who's looking for a place to stay, hit me up if I can get you in connection with them, and I'll be posting the links and all the things. Try to support them. It's awesome that to be a part of this though. I had nothing to do with it. I got interviewed by the Press Gazette here in Green Bay,
yeah?
and they're like, "What contributions did you have for this?" I was like, "I just said yes." They're like, "You want to be on a fence?" I was like, "Absolutely." I had nothing to do with it. Like I was, they all had it worked out or whatever. They were working on it, and then I just kind of stepped in and like, dude, I think it's awesome to see yourself on a on a fence.
You should see if you can just have that picture as your next ID that you have to get. Be like, guys,
yeah,
instead of taking a picture of me, how about this fence? It's pretty good.
And it's funny because I didn't even know like what picture they were gonna use or like how it worked. I didn't even ask. I was like, whatever it is, it is. It's awesome to be on because Packer fences have been going on for a long time. It's cool to have the mug on it. You know what I mean? And like the news stations are like doing stuff on it. I think it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude.
But what is up to everyone in the chat here? How we doing tonight? All right, it is what day is it? Tuesday evening. All right, we're gonna talk about the Green Bay Packers. Not gonna talk just about fences. What's up, Jeremy? He said for a split second there, I thought that said my name, and I was like, "What?"
You might be long lost cousins, dude.
He's like, I didn't know I was on the show. I thought I was on the toilet. All right here too. Great comment. By the way, I dig your John Money shirt, dude. I have these for sale in my store. If you go to themattremage.com, we got some good merch over there. This is a really good one. I just got this yesterday. People wondered, I did wear this last night when I was on someone else's podcast, but I just like opened it up, put it on, and then took it off. So anyway, just so you know, I'm not just rocking this thing for days at a time. But anyways, Jordan Love. Yeah. All right. That's what everyone wants to talk about. He got paid big time. I don't think I've talked about this on my podcast yet. But what are your feelings? You think everyone, I think people are kind of calmed down now, but when it first broke, they're like, oh my goodness, it's so much money. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we knew for a bit because like Diana Rossini, I think for either The Athletic or The Ringer, was saying how he's going to be the highest paid quarterback. We heard that from like multiple sources, so that wasn't surprising to me. Yeah. After the Tua contract, I thought, it might be a couple more days now until they kind of get that situated. But I didn't realize him and Tua had the same agent. So they just, he was just like, hey, hold off a little bit. Let me get Tua paid. And then Jordan Love can be the highest coming in after that. But it's the going rate for quarterbacks. I've said this. I think I said this on Pack a Day or something. But in 2 years from now, this is going to be, I know it's the highest paid right now, but he's going to be top 5, top 6. Like Dak Prescott might break it in a month. So it's one of those things where it's the going rate. When you have a quarterback who played like he did last year in his first season, it's only going to go up from here. So the price is going to be high. So I'm cool with it. I'm glad we have J Love. We have our next guy in there for at least 5 years, and I'm sure he'll be around for a long time before he gets traded to the Jets or something in 12 years. But no, I was pumped, man. He's good. All the practice stuff right now is driving me nuts because like the first day when he had like 3 incompletions in a row, you saw people, oh, what a terrible contract. And people were saying it jokingly, but you knew some of them were like, yeah, they were serious. They were like, I wish we had Sean Clifford. So it is what it is, man. Like, obviously, do I wish it was 40 million? For sure. But you want to keep him around, you got to pay him.
Yeah. And that's the thing with what I've been saying is that when they have this system in place, like with Rodgers sat behind Favre, Rodgers got paid his first year as a starter halfway through the year.
Yep.
Now, Jordan Love, you don't get a lot of time to look at him. Everyone's like, well, I want to see one more year with him. Like, no, you don't. You don't want to see another year. The next year, you'll be paying him $70 million a year.
Exactly.
Who knows? Like, dude, the quarterback market is crazy. Salary caps are going up. This is the spot you put you in. And if you believe he's that dude, then you got to pay him. And you got to pay him what the market is. And, like, people are like, they overpaid him. Like, dude, you think they just like, hey, we want to make you the highest paid quarterback in the league, even though we don't think we should. But, like, why not? Like, they didn't do it because they're just nice people. They did it because he has an agent, and that is what the market is saying. And he did everything right. Like, Jordan Love sat there, was quiet, didn't complain, never, bid on anything. All the drama that was going on with Rodgers, he never tweeted anything crazy. He never got drunk one night like, I'll go on a Twitter because like every now and again I've done that. But
Hell yeah.
he did everything right, and so now he showed that he can be that dude. He had a season everyone talks about. He only had half a good season. Like he was among the top 5 in like all the major passing stats at the end of the year. He's shown that he can be that dude. And I always think it's funny, like people talk about the playoff game. Like, yeah, well, he choked in the playoffs. Like, oh yeah, in his first year starting, that he took the youngest team like forever, and they made it to the playoffs, beat the number 2 seed on the road, and then the next game he made a bad decision. I'm stunned. Like I mean, people are expecting to come out the gate like being like a Hall of Famer. Like that was a bad throw. He said it, the bad decision. It was whatever. But I've done those throws on Madden all the time, so I feel like I understand him a little bit.
That's my first down in the first quarter throw, so I can understand in crunch time.
No, and he's got to get better from that, and he will. But like that for his first go around, I think he did pretty good. So if you believe he's that guy, then give him his money. Give him what he's due. Don't try to lowball him. Don't try to screw him over. Everyone's happy. I think this Packers team is set up, dude. I'm excited. You know what I mean?
And
I am excited.
James Randolph in the comments made a good point too. Like we have, besides J-Love, especially on the offense, we have Elton Jenkins there. But besides that, it's all rookies. And then you have Josh Jacobs in the backfield. But besides that, it's all pretty much rookie contracts. So yeah, Jordan Love's going to be expensive for a bit. We're not paying wide receivers past rookies. We're not paying tight ends. 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen are on rookie deals. Like we're set up, and we have the key pieces on defense now to where this window is open because of that. In a couple of years, it's going to get a little bit tighter. Again, that is what it is, but the salary cap's going up. So like also Russ Ball is a magician.
Dude, he is.
I firmly believe the salary cap is there. It's real, but you can do some funky thing. Look at the Saints. Like they've mortgaged things out for like 20 years at this point. And if you believe in this team, you do what you got to do. And I really think we're going to have another Lombardi trophy under Jordan Love. I'm convinced of it. I will wager whatever. I was going to say my kids, but that's too far. So I'll wager my house. My house and my car. I'll keep my wife. Yeah. I'll wager her too.
Your wife watching this like, hey, not the kids. And you said the house, like not the house either.
I misinterpreted. Now she's wagered. So it is. I said it. Now she's up there.
I actually think so too. I think the Packers have a good shot going to the Super Bowl this year. I feel like this team is going to be excited. I feel like the in that locker room, I feel like when things are new, they're exciting, right? They got a new defensive coordinator. Jordan Love's got a new contract. I feel like they believe that Jordan Love is gonna. This year is the year where no more like being young. It's not his first year start. He's not seeing things for the first time, and they expect him to be a baller, and I think he's going to be. And these young wide receivers are all going to be fighting for like catches or like just targets because they have a lot of options. I mean, injuries is a part of a game, and you assume something's going to happen. I really hope nothing crazy. If nothing too crazy happens, I don't even like talking about injuries because I feel like
I know
just bringing some like weird vibe. But
I wanted to knock on wood after you said that.
Yeah, I was like, it is a thing though. Like in the game, like you're gonna, guys are gonna miss a game here or there. Hopefully, no more than that. But if they can stay relatively pretty good like that, this offense is gonna be nasty. I really feel it. And I feel like they just want it so bad.
Yeah, and look at exactly what you said too with injuries. Like last year, in the year where he performed really well, it's not like we were healthy. Watson had his injuries. Dobb was out for a little. Jaden Reed was out. Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Like he never had a game with all of their preferred week 1 starters the entire season, and he still put up those numbers and performed really well. So it's like if he can have a little bit healthier season for the weapons around him, like that alone is going to skyrocket him up a little bit. So
yeah, dude,
I'm convinced, dude.
Dude, I'm locked in, baby.
Yeah. Dude, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
It's decided.
Super Bowl. We ain't biased. We're just football people talking about the football. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The smartest around, I heard, honestly.
All right, so let's bring up this comment right here. It says Wicks will be wide receiver 1, but like Wicks is a guy everyone's been talking about. You're like a professional podcaster over on Pack a Day Podcast. So I'm going to ask you
for a 5-year-old, I'm pretty good. So.
Do you think you're the worst podcaster on Pack a Day Podcast?
I would say it's I ran away with that title a couple years ago. Yeah, it's not even close.
What's that? You know what's funny? If I ask you that question, you can't say nothing but yes. Otherwise, you got to throw someone under the bus.
Like, no, I'm the Dan Kotnick sucks. I do a show with him, guys. He's a friend. That's why I can say it.
That's funny. All right, I didn't mean to like start bringing in negative vibes, start dragging people. But what's your thoughts on Wicks?
I think Wicks is he's gonna have a bigger role this year. I think he's gonna be really good. I think it's tough because when you start getting too much hype around a player, you build up those expectations to where it becomes almost unrealistic. Because then you have Dobbs, who is even today was getting Jair Alexander was saying Devontae Adams is his favorite to go against. Dobbs is his second already. And so it's one of those things where it's like, that room is talented. Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, hopefully his hamstring stays healthy. I think Wicks is going to have a bigger role, but I just don't want to put too much on him right now because he did so well last year. And it's like, let's not build this up to where people I've already seen like, yeah, he's going to be like Adams.
Dude.
That's a lot to put on baby. Like, give him some time. I think he's going to be good, but this offense spreads it out. And that's the beauty of having so many weapons is like, you don't need that clear cut number one because you have 5 people who could go to another team and be their solid number 2, maybe the number 1, depending on the team. So it's like everyone's going to eat and everyone's a weapon. So just enjoy that. Yeah. And I don't want to put it on like this guy's number 1 because we don't need that right now. Just let all of them sprinkle a little magic in there.
Yeah, I say all the time, like we don't need to talk about who's going to be number 1. But if we were going to do it, let's say it's 3 years from now.
Yeah.
3 years from now, who do you think like is a guy? Because after these rookie deals, like we'll see what happens. Because like that'll be a thing trying to get to retain him because they're all drafted so close together. But 3 years from now, who do you think is like a guy that we're like that's the one? Like, because I think about it because it could be one of them that we're not even like thinking about. Because I really feel like all of them could pop off. Especially like look at Devontae Adams. Like I think Devontae Adams is like the perfect example how he struggled early on. Really didn't know like what he was going to be. And it didn't, no one really thought watching Devontae his first couple of years that he's going to be like one of the greats in the league, like route running. Like, so, and a guy who, when he talks about wide receiver play, people shut up and listen. Like he's that dude. But early on in his career, most people watch, especially Packers Twitter, they were like, kill him. But so like you never know which one could pop. But like if you had to pick one, who do you think is going to be on top in 3 years?
My gut saying Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed's going to be a dog. Like he already was last year, but just what he can do in that offense, he's so versatile. I think he can do it. He has good route runner, great after the catch. I like Wicks is one up there too that I think could be good. I have a soft spot for Romeo Dobbs. I have an interview coming out with him soon, so that partly is why 100% bias on that one. But I think Jaden Reed, man, I think he's going to be really good in the league for a long time.
Yeah, dude, Jaden Reed, I'll tell you why I think he's going to be so good. I mean, obviously watching him and you can kind of see it, but my wife got me a Jaden Reed jersey, like when he got drafted, before you could actually get him.
Oh, yeah?
And then there was like a problem with the jersey, so like it had to go some back and forth or whatever. And by the time I got it, it was like out in the stores. I could have just she could have went and bought it, but it was like, I always say that whenever all the jerseys I have, players are good.
You're the opposite of me because every jersey I have, besides Dobbs, he broke the curse.
Yeah.
Usually when I got their jerseys, they were the next year.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of the jerseys I have of our elite players, and I usually don't buy the jerseys. Like my wife will buy me jerseys or whatever. I don't wear jerseys except for Sundays. You know, I'm not like wearing a Tuesday to Walmart or nothing.
Yeah, I didn't wear one last week, first day of camp in my work meetings for sure.
Yeah.
He looked at me like
you had that cutoff thing happening, right?
Yeah, just straight crop top. I was like, God,
halfway through the numbers, like you figure out what number it is.
Yeah, is it a 7? Is it an 87? You'll never know.
All right, so let's get to a comment here. All righty, what's up? Jesse says, who do you think will be cornerback number 2? Obviously John Money will be number 1. I think it's going to be tough to decide because Stokes is great and so is Carrington Valentine. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a huge Karen Valentine fan. What do you got? All right. I feel like this is a question for you because nobody knows I know. Everyone knows I don't know anything.
Blind leading the blind at this point, dude. I would say going into the season, I was hyped for Carrington Valentine. I think he's going to. I don't know if Stokes will be around next year. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. And right now, with him getting the number 2 cornerback reps, I didn't know how much of that was he missed the last year and a half. Let's get him some confidence. Let him know that we still believe in him. Let him run with the ones. And then we'll kind of figure it out later in camp on where we actually think these guys are. But from everything you're seeing, Stokes, like even today, he ended the practice with a pick in the red zone drills. So if he's coming up to where they thought he was, where we all thought he was a year and a half ago, a couple years ago, that's tough to decide, man. But they're in literally the perfect spot right now of you have Jair, Valentine, Stokes. You have Nixon, who, again, it's training camp. Everyone's hyped. Football's back. Whose coverage is looking a little bit better. You have Valentine, who's a great depth piece there. You have King they took in the 7th round, who had a pick 6 against Love. Like you have so many spots there, and with corner, it takes one little weird injury where you have to put out people that you would not prefer. So I think for this season, it's going to be Stokes. I think in the long run, I think Valentine's going to make them feel comfortable enough to let Stokes test free agency and see what he can get. But I hope it's that normal Packer fan thing where you say, I hope I'm wrong, and everyone's really great. But it's kind of when you have depth, you're able to let people go and not spend money where you don't need to.
Yeah, dude, I like Eric Stokes. I feel like he's saying all the right things. Like I think he's the one that said we want this Packers team to be known as a defense, not the offense. I believe that was him. And like when you hear like guys talking like that, like it means a lot. Like they're dialed in, you know, they're not just slacking off. Because you don't talk if you're just kind of half-assing it, you know what I mean? Like like at work, I don't go to my job like I'm the best employee here. No,
you try to stay quiet. So they don't realize I'm slacking off.
Shut up. You know what I mean? I'm in the corner, like trying to dodge work, like I'm woo.
Shane Gillis. I dodged it. It nicked me.
Yeah.
It got me a little bit.
But I like when guys are talking like that. Like we want to be that supreme defense. Like this defense this season has to be, you know, it has to be good. Like all the talk. I feel like they got players on all levels. Let's get to one of these comments I saw up here. I don't know if I can see it now, but
Justin Aiden being a knucklehead.
Let's talk about this one right here. Excited for this linebacker duo, Walker and Cooper. Talk about the linebackers, even like just the whole defensive line. Like, what do you think, dude? Because I'm excited about this whole group.
I'm trying so hard not to be like we're a top 10 defense, man. But
top one, not one.
Top 2, not 2. That's all I know.
I screwed it up.
I went with it. You're good. We're top 1, not 1. That's a new saying.
Everyone's confused. Like, oh, what is that?
What are you, 32? I don't get it. I think this defense we've said it for years. There's too much talent to perform the way we have the last few seasons. With Kenny Clark on the offensive line, Preston Smith is a dog. He's proved it for years. Rashawn Gary, even this camp, he had. I will never forget the first few days of practice. In 4 plays, he had 3 sacks.
Did the Hall of Fame camp right there, baby.
I'm in on it. I would give him a gold jacket right now. I will knit it myself. What I mean? But I think this defense is going to be good. Just being more aggressive, letting them know. I think it was he wasn't people's favorite player leaving because he was open on Twitter. But Devondre Campbell said Barry's defense made them think too much. And when you have athletes like Quay Walker, going back to the linebackers, like you don't want them to hesitate at all. A split-second hesitation is going to make or break a play. And if you give them a straight, like, hey, this is where you're going and this is what you're doing, and you're just there to wreck stuff up, do it. And I think
wreck stuff up.
Yeah, I censored.
That was like watching The Sopranos. That was like watching The Sopranos on A&E or something, you know?
Yeah. Cheese and crackers.
Yeah, you know, they got this gangster like just saying like, yo, what the flippity cricket.
No, but I think this defense will be good. There's too much talent, and for the linebacker, I wouldn't rule out Isaiah McDuffie. He's had experience there. He played well last year when Campbell was out. He can fill in, and Cooper's still a rookie. They've shown they're patient. I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. He'll be on the field, but when it goes to those two linebacker sets, I would not be surprised if Isaiah McDuffie in the start of the season is that guy next to Quay Walker, just being there as that solid starter with experience. And like that with the defensive line, they are so talented and they have so much depth. Carl Brooks, TJ Slayton, Devontae Wyatt, Kobe Wooden. Like they have so many pieces there. And then you have Van Ness, who was a first-round pick last year, who is Hercules, just as a rotation piece, always fresh, letting Gary or Preston Smith get a rest time, man. Like we were talking about pitching tents for you earlier. I will gladly pitch how many tents for this defense because they are going to be so good, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, follow that one up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I had something, but it just like went and left my brain, like right as that happened. But I do like this question over here, if I can find it. Who do you think the sleeper on this team? Isaac says he thinks it's King. Who you got?
That's a good one.
It is a good question. You know what I mean? That's why I like live. You don't have to be like a real professional podcaster. People just ask really good questions.
I don't even know if it's necessarily a sleeper. Maybe it is. I am expecting big things from AJ Dillon this year.
All right. I actually like that a lot.
Going into the season, there's questions even if he was going to be on the team. For a while, they didn't re-sign him. He came back on such a team-friendly deal. And Matt LaFleur coming out, and you've seen the pictures. Dude is just Calvin Klein model yoked right now. And
everything they're saying is good.
Yeah. If he's able to piece it together, keep him obviously depends how Emmanuel Wilson's doing, where you project him. If you think he can be stashed on the practice squad, I can guarantee AJ Dillon cannot be. If you release him, he's on a team in days, if not hours. So I do think he's going to be, I don't know. I think he's going to have a good season. I think he's going to solidify himself as obviously Marshawn Lloyd. We drafted him pretty high up in the draft. He'll be a piece of that offense, kind of that change of pace. But if AJ Dillon can really be that powerhouse that we've expected him to be, he's a great change up to even what Josh Jacobs, who's kind of an all-around back, Marshawn Lloyd, that change of pace, huge, like incredible burst. If you can have a powerhouse, you got to keep him on that roster. And I think he can carve himself out a decent role. And I think compared to the expectations of like possibly not making the team, not having an impact, kind of had some disappointing moments, some really good moments. If he can just be consistent, I think he's kind of a sleeper going into the year.
Yeah, let's talk about AJ Dillon. Like just this whole running back group, like I don't know how they're gonna get the ball spread around. You know, you got Josh Jacobs, who's obviously the guy. I'm excited to see him. Dude, I'm excited for Josh Jacobs. I'll love Aaron Jones forever, but I'm excited for Josh Jacobs. But like AJ Dillon, everyone talking about how he came in looking all running back tough guy stuff.
Yeah,
how to say it. But and he just looks better.
That's what you want to say.
Everyone talking about he just looks like he's running harder. I think Matt LaFleur said he's never seen him this good or whatever, or at least coming into camp. AJ Dillon, I love him. I think he's good for Wisconsin. He's fun. He's got his own podcast. People should check it out. Yeah, he loves Wisconsin, loves Door County. Even no matter if he ever leaves or whatever, he's gonna come back, live in Wisconsin forever. He'll probably be doing Packer fan tours till he's 73.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? He'll live here forever. But yeah, I'm excited to see him. But I think it's gonna be tough to get him like all on the field, like because like the young rookie too. We'll see like how they do it. Like that's why I feel like, but this whole offense, even the tight ends, they got two good tight ends. You know what I mean? Like trying to get everyone the ball, I think is a really good problem to have. You know what I mean?
Did you see 100%. It's a fantasy football nightmare, but it's a great actual real life football thing to have. Did you see the reports today? I think it was Rob Demotsky said that there were about 12 teams that reached out to Josh Jacobs and became a free agent. And there were multiple teams that offered him $3 to $4 million more per year than the Packers did. And he still chose to come to the Packers. Awesome. Well, Jordan Love magic, baby.
Yeah, Jordan Love, right?
Yeah.
Some people say, Green Bay. Some people say it's not a vacation destination. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some people say it. I don't know who.
Some people say
Someone said it.
Someone said I did. But Josh Jacobs said that one of the reasons that he wanted to come to Green Bay because of Jordan Love. Also, shout out to Rob Devoski. He I don't think I ever say his name right. I'm not sure my face lets me, but he followed me on Twitter.
Really?
Look at me.
Do you get to rub his
Yeah.
head then? Now that he followed you, is that part of the deal?
I don't think so. I just I
You
figure
could
if I
ask
don't
him.
talk, to him, he won't unfollow right away.
You don't want to
No.
ruin a good thing.
No, but that was cool. But yeah, I forgot what we were talking about before that. But I want to jump off the show.
Who's your sleeper? So I gave mine
My
AJ
sleeper-
Dillon. Who's your
AJ
sleeper?
Dillon.
for
I
this?
mean, I liked AJ Dillon. I know I don't know. I would say AJ Dillon or maybe like one of the wide receivers. But the wide receivers, I don't know how any of them could be sleepers because there's people talking of all of them to be wide receiver one.
Yeah.
Would be the greatest thing in the world.
Melton, maybe?
Maybe
he's
Melton
right
or
now.
Kraft because Musgrave's the starter. I really like Kraft. I have him in fantasy though, so maybe that's why. But I do like Kraft. I like everything about Kraft. You know, Musgrave too, obviously, but Kraft, like he posts and stuff, like he just seems like the dude I work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really like that about players, like when it just seems like they're just like a regular dude. But you know, he got his chance. He did his thing. I think it'll be interesting to see like what happens this year because I think Musgrave is going to get a lot of it. But dude, that's why I think LaFleur's got such a hard job to like figure out how to get all these dudes on the field. But and I'm sure there's someone on defense too for a sleeper.
Honestly, you could maybe even consider like a Quay Walker because
yeah,
people think him to kind of be that average starter. And if he can take that step up in this defense where he's just running towards the ball, not thinking, like
becoming a
freak
superstar.
athlete.
Yeah, get after it, bro. I like Quay Walker a lot because he got a lot of crap from some early mistakes in his career, and people like went so hard, and I'm like, dude, and I get it, whatever. That's what the world we live in. But he seemed so dialed in, like he talked about how that offseason like messed with him or whatever, and so I feel like when something like that happens, like you have that edge, you have that dog in you. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I want him to, pushing people that aren't on the field.
Yeah,
not a great idea.
Make sure they got helmets, right?
I also want I've said this for years. I love Mike Daniels. I got to talk to him before. He's fantastic. Dude is crazy. We need a crazy on the team.
Yeah.
And we need someone to just
Mike
be
Daniels
in your mouth
type of fella
all the time. And that's what I want Quay Walker to be. Just don't push people that aren't in pads. Push you everyone after a play there. Don't get a penalty. Get 1 or 2 a year. I'll be cool with it. But we need someone to be that like, hey, I'm going to smack the crap out of you and you're going to deal with it. And if it's a little bit late, it's a little bit late, but deal with it. We need someone crazy.
Yeah, we do. That Mike Daniels, like I like that because I feel like if every athlete had the Mike Daniels like mindset or whatever, like everyone would just be dominant. I mean, I'm sure a lot of players do, all the great ones, but we need that. Like punch someone in the face, not literally, but like just go after them. Like I want just like the most aggressive defense, like those that 2000 Ravens type thing. I'm not comparing them to them at all, but I'm just saying is like that attitude of we're gonna wreck people. You touch the ball, we're gonna get offended by that and blow your head off. You know what I mean?
Who on this defense right now would you think would be this guy right now if you had to put a label on him?
Rashawn Gary. I feel like when he gets after people, dude, I would not. I think if there's any player on the Packers, like off the top of my head, who I would not want to get tackled by, I think Rashawn Gary is probably number one. I do not want to get tackled by. I feel like he. Yeah. I wouldn't want to get tackled by any of them because it's like I'd be done.
I think we should set up a video of Preston Smith just giving you one tackle. Dude, that's it. I think we got to set it up.
That's why I always say like when people talk about quarterbacks being soft, like, oh, that quarterback's soft. Like, bro, they're getting like safeties running full speed on a blitz on them, getting hit. They're getting like the most premier, like freakish animals of athletes off the edge, sacking them. How could you say they're soft? For their whole life since high school, they've been getting like beat up or whatever. Yeah. Because they get hurt. Like, oh, they're soft. Like, I couldn't do it because a normal human can't get tackled. Like a normal human, like you get hit by like Rashawn Gary running full speed on your blind side. I mean, maybe you're like an athlete. You're over there doing stuff. Don't you fight and stuff? Yeah, but I'm dying. I'm not getting up. Not getting up. I probably wouldn't break a rib because I got a lot of fat around me. So that might help me out a little bit. You know what I mean? But like, I don't think I'm recovering from it. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. Let's talk about some safeties, right?
All right.
Okay, no. Before we jump into that right here, Cooper. That's the name everyone's been talking about.
Yep.
Give me your thoughts on that real quick.
It's like,
what do you know, bro? Put you on the spot.
Hey,
be professional.
It's one of those things. It depends how this like we've seen with the Packers, they are, unless right now you're the safety position where they're rotating out with Evan Williams, Bullard, and I guess Anthony Johnson Jr., which is a second-year player. Like, they're rotating out that other safety position. When it comes to linebacker, when you have Isaiah McDuffie, yeah, it's a 4-3, so you're going to have those 3 linebackers. Cooper will be there, but your base defense isn't real in today's NFL because there's so many times where you're going to nickel, you're going to dime. I think he can be great. I think he can be good this year. I don't want to say great right yet until we see him in real games.
Say it. Just say it.
He's a Hall of Famer. I think it all depends, man. It depends how many opportunities they give him because they're patient. The Packers have shown, if anything, they are the most patient team in the NFL, bar none. They give you time to develop. They make sure they put you in the right situation as best they can. Obviously, injuries happen, situations happen where you're playing maybe before you're 100% prepared, but the man's athletic. He can he's sideline to sideline. He can do what he has to do. So we'll see, but it all depends on how much they want to rush him out there and how much they think he's ready.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know enough, but I'm excited about him, and I hope he does good. That's my expert analyst on that.
What you just said is all I knew, and I BS everything I said.
Yeah, I don't BS none. I'll just let you know. But I know a lot of people are excited about it, like especially all the smart people. Always pay attention what the smart people are talking about. You know, like on Twitter or whatever. You know what the smart people are.
So you follow me, is what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah.
You have my alert sign.
Yeah, I had your alert sign. But let's talk about the safety situation, McKinney.
Yeah.
All right. Like I saw, like, it was Big B on Twitter today tweeted, I still can't believe McKinney plays for the Packers. And that's kind of how it is. Like, really? I think until we see him on the field, I'm excited because, you know, a lot of people, you know, safety has been a situation for the Packers. I feel like the Packers really don't have a weak spot right now, but like talk about McKinney and how lucky we are that he graced us with his presence.
For real.
Yeah,
getting into the agency is incredible. He was ranked again. I go back to the Athletic and the Ringer a lot because, like you were talking, you listen to smart people. If you haven't noticed already, I'm an idiot, so I listen to I
know.
Sorry, that was more for anyone listening. I know you know I'm an absolute idiot.
Dude, you know what? You know what the funny thing is? I remember that there was one clip of Tom Crabtree was on my podcast years ago, and I said I'm just a regular guy. I don't know everything. And Crabtree was like, serious? He's like, oh, we know. He's like, it's fine. And it was like one of the funniest things ever. But anyways, continue. But that's what that reminded me of.
with McKinney, he was one of the top free agents going into this offseason. We got him for the weakest spot on our team. We let Darnell Savage go. He's in Jacksonville living his best Florida life. You get that staple in there, and there's a play one of these last couple practices where we had 3 safeties on the field with McKinney and a couple of the rookies. You can't do that unless you have a solid, I can't flip you off, Joe, because I can't do that on this show, but no, I'm thinking it.
Dude, Joe's in the comments talking trash.
Yeah, it's behind this hand. We can't do that unless you have just a dog like that in McKinney. Like he lets you play single high safety. He lets you have that comfort of having a rookie safety next to him because you know he's such a solid piece of that defense. And he's just going to be truthfully, he is our best safety right now since Nick Collins. After that, we had Morgan Burnett, who was really good. We had Amos, who's a really solid, consistent starter. But McKinney has the potential, and even right now, you can even say he's the best safety we've had since Nick Collins, who would have had a Hall of Fame career, in my opinion, if he did not get that injury. And right now we have someone back there who is a top, in my very stupid opinion, a top 5 safety in the NFL.
Probably number one.
Back He's top 1, not 1, dude, as we say on this show.
Dude, top 1, not 1. If you play for the Packers, you're top 1, not 1 at your position.
So I'm pumped, man. This is why it's bad when we're on a show, because I'm a homer, you're a homer, and it's just going to be a hype train the whole time, dude.
Dude, I think it's okay to be a homer. Like, people always say like it's a bad thing. Like, there's people you can watch and listen to who are gonna be like serious and like break it down, like that's professional and like do their thing because they're good at it. But like, dude, I think it's okay to be a homer. Like, life's stressful enough, dude. We don't need to be stressed out about our football team. Like,
and you're
and the
supposed to
Packers
be.
are looking good, you know, and they are.
You're supposed to be a homer. If you're a fan of their team, you're like, yeah, our team sucks. Piss off. No, you lie. If your team actually sucks, you lie and find any bright spot and say it's a Super Bowl contender. It's your job as a fan to be delusional. It's what you're supposed to do. We're not.
Look at Bears fans. Look at Bears fans.
That's their existence.
Perfect example.
Yeah, we're smart because we're saying Super Bowl, and it obviously is. They're dumb for thinking they have a good team.
Yeah, and but so they're right, they're wrong, we're right, and anyway, so I think that's all I might have, but but also I do. Oh, I was gonna say one more thing. What was I gonna say? Oh, it's gone now. Boom. That's all quick. It just my brain's like, nope. All right. So I've heard. I actually haven't paid attention to training camp a ton this week. I went early in the week, but I didn't even really stay too long. I was doing some other stuff. But that's the name I hear about. Talk about it. Evan Williams.
Yeah, one of the safeties we drafted this year after Bullard, and from everything that comes out, I'm sure Iowa Joe will correct me if I'm wrong, but he was a Senior Bowl standout, a person that the Packers love the Senior Bowl, man. We like to get players there, so he's one of the he's smart. He's a person that does the right job. I know Bullard's kind of that athletic. He hits hard. He knows what he needs to do, but Evans is just. We also love our smart, be in the right spot at the right time, and from everything I've seen on Twitter, that's Evan Williams. He'll be where he needs to be, and he'll make a play.
Yeah, I like that, dude. I've been hearing a lot about that. I want to highlight this comment because I know that I think it's an argument happening in the chat here, and I like this comeback. I don't know what was said before, but the response is, Justin, imagine not winning a Super Bowl since gas was $2. I don't even know what this in reference to, but I love it.
I saw it. I was going to comment. I was like, I'll wait. He said, imagine losing to the 49ers at their worst game, which I would say, I would think your worst game is when you blew a giant lead and lost in overtime in the Super Bowl. In my opinion, that would be my worst game, but live your life, my dude.
Dude, 49er fans, all right, I get it because they got the Packers number a little bit right now. But, like, bro, they talk all that trash because they beat the Packers in the playoffs. And what happens? They lose the next game. I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl and end up losing, but they haven't done anything. When's the last time you got a ring? 1994. Packers have won 2 since then. So 49er fans, stick it up your butt.
Also, you would not have beaten the Lions if you didn't get Brandon Ayuk, who also doesn't want to be on your team, didn't get a lucky catch off a Lions fan. So Lions player, if we want to go into this, even to get to the Super Bowl, your asses were lucky as hell. So let's not act like you dominated the playoffs. We beat you for 3 quarters. The Lions beat you for 3 quarters. Somehow made the Super Bowl. Got exposed by the worst team Patrick Mahomes has ever played on, and they still beat you in the playoffs. So we can have this conversation. Trent Williams doesn't want to be your team. Brandon Ayuk doesn't want to be in your team. Brock Purdy, you're going to pay a contract like Jordan Love, and he sucks. So let's have fun for a year, idiot. I don't know what you want me to say.
I love that. Dude, that is the best thing you've ever said. And you said a lot of stuff, and most of it sucked, but that was good.
99 sucks. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Big shout out to Jimmy. So you're on Pack a Day Podcast. Let everyone know like what you do.
Yeah, follow me or follow Pack a Day Podcast. Follow me, Jimmy_C08. I'm gonna be I have hopefully, fingers crossed, it seems like it's tracking that way. I have an interview with Romeo Dobbs coming out for Packer Report in the next week or so. I have one with Kenny Clark coming as well. So follow that stuff there. The season's coming along now. My wife has given me permission to do some other stuff. So I'll be putting out articles, podcasts with Pack a Day. I've chilled out on the other stuff. Lombardi's Bar, unfortunately, as much fun as I had the last few years, interviewed some great people, isn't coming back this year. Dan's doing a great job at Game On. I had to take a step back for 3 kids and a job.
I thought maybe they canceled you.
Yeah, probably. Some of the stuff I was saying under a couple influences was not the best. So
we decided to cancel this show due to outside circumstances with one of our star podcasters.
Dude, I saw a comment. I never look at podcast comments, but it was on Apple that said Game On Wisconsin. Foul language. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I knew immediately they were talking about me because once I get going, except on this show, my sensor is gone. So Anyways, yeah, it was
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun. Follow me
James.
for 10. Yeah, James Randall. My last name's Christensen. Jimmy Christensen.
Yeah, I was gonna say James asking for everyone to know. Jimmy Christensen, Google him, but don't click every link because you might find some stuff.
Stay off CCAP. If you're a Wisconsin person, stay off my track record. my court history is none of your business.
All right, before we wrap this thing up, I do want to give a shout out to Green Bay Blizzards. Right, Green Bay Blizzards are obviously a Green Bay indoor football team. They're in the playoffs. I went last Friday night. Was hanging out with Wes Hodgkowitz was there.
Oh yeah,
Corey Bankett, Nagler, and it was a night that Jordan Love contract news broke.
Oh
right?
yeah,
it was pretty cool. And then my guy Eric was also with us, and Corey's, I believe his girlfriend. I don't think he's married. I don't know that. Anyway, I don't need to talk about his personal business. But I'm just saying.
Let's dive into it.
There was a group of people. It was a nice group. I shouldn't even mention that last part. But anyways, it was funny because first of all, the Blizzards game is so fun. Like it's so fast. Like the wide receivers run full speed before the ball snapped, and then they're going. I can't imagine like trying to cover in that game. But the atmosphere, everything is cool. I think I'm gonna go again Friday night. Corey asked me, but it was funny because the Jordan Love contract news broke, right? So like Nagler was just like, I think he saw it first. And we're like, what's going on? He's like, Jordan Love just signed a contract. And then Nagler, like everyone's just like, oh my God, kind of looking at their phone or whatever. And Nagler just stepped over like the seat in front of us, and then just walked away, didn't say a word, and left. And when he did live stream, because he's a professional. And then Wes was like, oh, I wonder where Aaron went. I'm like, he left, bro. Like, he's gone. He's got a live stream, dude. Nagler, he's about his business. But yeah, it was fun though. Anybody who has a chance to go to a Green Bay Blizzards game, you should check it out. I'm gonna go there. I think again Friday, and hopefully they win the whole thing. You know what I mean? And Green Bay Blizzards, follow me on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Famous. Yeah, celebrity, dude.
I was
excited. Get a fence, things happen.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, all right, he's on a fence outside or close to our area. I mean, they play over at the Rush Center. You know what I mean? But there you go. James said he's gonna follow you.
I'll follow you back, James. I appreciate it.
Homer's got to stick together, right, James?
You have to. It's the rule.
Let's stick together. All right. Well, I'm excited about the football season. Big shout to Jimmy Christensen joining the show. Trying to class this joint up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Pick the wrong person for that, but
thank you. Thursday, I will be live again. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I have a great guest. I'll post about that tomorrow, probably. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Be sure, if you're not, subscribe on YouTube. All right. No one's on YouTube. No one on YouTube. I mean, I got some good people on YouTube, but I want more good people. You know what I mean? But be sure to subscribe to the podcast and audio places that you listen to podcasts. And be sure to check out Jimmy. Pack a Day Podcast. They do a daily podcast. Good ones too. Not like this thing.
Yeah. Not on Sunday. That's where you'll find me if you want a break. Sunday.
Ooh, on Sunday. All right. You know what I mean? It's the day of the Lord, bro.